Hey, what's up, everybody? Circus here, Herf over there. Today we're going to be talking about Stromberg. Recently, it's had some success in some tournaments, the Pharaoh's Cash tournament and the MCS. So we're bringing in Stromberg enthusiast Goldeneye to talk about the deck. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Glad to hear it. So the deck we have on screen, which one is this now? Is this the one that did top 32 in the MCS?
Yes, a player named Cancer got top 32 MCS
Of course his name is Cancer. Of course it is.
with this build,
Okay.
and
So Stromberg is one of those
we've been
deck.
using it.
Well, it's one of those decks that it's around, then it goes away. It's around, it goes away. Why is it back now?
Mostly it's back now because of the new ban list. The 30 card Crasher Nui went away. Sabers can't use Cosmic anymore. And Luna Light and Light Sworns and Blue Eyes have become popular, which don't do very well against Castle.
So what does your deck do? So like you said that these other decks should do bad. So what is your turn one play and why is it good against those decks?
So the whole point of this deck is to open your Golden Castle. We built it to where you have a 66% chance in a 27 card deck to open your castle, either searching with Glyph or opening castle itself. And when you open it, you get a princess and a pumpkin out on the field. And you can either do a 1300 poke or a synchro play into a monster that counters the other deck.
Right. So
Nice.
you have the synchro play. You can get the psychic wielder out there, and then you have kind of like a toolbox of synchro monsters that all handle different situations, right?
Yeah, we've got the toolbox to where we've got specific monsters for specific decks.
Right. And you guys keep hearing Goldeneye say we. There's actually a Stromberg community where they work on the deck together to take on the meta, right?
Yeah, the main group of us is Hexy, Frost, and myself. Recently, Cancer has joined our group.
That's great.
And
I love that you guys like don't let the deck die and
I,
keep it going.
I have to say we because I don't do this myself.
Well, no, I mean give credit where credit is due, right? So, what is the strength of the deck? Is it going into the synchros or is it just kind of poking at your opponent?
The strength of the deck is definitely the synchro plays, and having a Grand Maju in your hand. You use your synchro plays to set up your Maju to make him easier to normal summon to the field as a 4000 beater.
So why did you pick or why did Cancer pick these extra deck monsters specifically? Can you kind of briefly explain each one?
Okay, so you've got your Black Rose Dragon, which clears the field. When you clear the field with Wheel of Dealer, you still have your normal summon. And then after you clear the field, you put Maju out, and it's an OTK, pending a Sphere Karibo or a Kairoid.
We'll pretend those don't exist.
Um, the next one, which is new for the deck, from the selection box, is Goyo Guardian. This monster's a 2800 attack synchro that you can get out, pop a monster, and then OTK if you have Princess on the field.
Okay.
And if you destroy your opponent's monster, you can grab it and bring it to your side of the field. So if Blue Eye sets their Ancients and you attack it, it doesn't get its graveyard effect because it'll go to your side of the field.
Oh, nice.
Another one that has been newly updated into the deck is Barkey from the selection box. And I really like this Synchro versus Dark Magician, as you discard 2 cards from your graveyard, which you get from the Synchro, to negate any trap that's played.
Oh, nice.
And it's not once per turn, so if you have 6 cards in your graveyard, you can negate 3 traps.
Nice.
See you later,
And the
navigation.
Yeah, the play that I've had most success versus Dark Magician with is, well, like any deck, you have to go turn first to beat them. But you set up your castle, your princess, and pumpkin, and then next turn, you use castle to special summon Glyph, pop their circle, see you later the Glyph, special summon Wheel of Dealer, synchro out Barkey and pop their rod. It's not an OTK, but it really disrupts
It
their
cripples
field, and you
them,
can
yeah.
3,800 damage. And they can't activate their navigation or anything after that.
So the next one, the decisive armor, is that one really good against Blue Eyes?
Yeah, decisive armor is the synchro. That is good versus Blue Eyes. We've also used it a lot against Dark Lords because of its 3,300 attack to pop any monster below that attack. But the thing with Ally Decisive Armor is its effects. You can, if they have a light monster on their field, you can pop a back row, or you can use the third effect to discard your hand to force your opponent to discard every light monster in their hand, and they take LP damage equal to the attack of those monsters added up.
We're familiar with that one. We used it in Fortune Lady FTK deck once.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Samurai Destroyer, what do you do with that?
So Samurai Destroyer it's a staple synchro. You play it with your castle, so if they try to attack through castle, it negates their non-destroy
Oh, okay.
effect.
Okay.
It's for effect monsters that you're having troubles with that can attack you through castle.
Okay, so what do you think is the biggest weakness in this deck?
The biggest weakness, and this has been true since the deck came out, is back row decks. So right now, Gladiator Beasts, Invoked Sabers, if they get their back row set up, Cyber Dragons, they set 3 cards. Any deck that sets 3 back row is really tough to read for this deck. And if they disrupt your castle play at all, it really hinders what you can do.
So your bad matchups you said are like Sidra and Sabers. How would you beat Cyber Dragons then?
How do we beat Cyber Dragons? That's our absolute worst matchups.
Insta scoop. You just surrender.
You need to tech in cards. It's very hard to beat on the ladder, but if you're in a tournament, you can use cards like Lancia, Chaos Hunter, Hatronade. All of these cards work if you open them.
Well, I'd imagine like a Glyph, Cosmic Cyclone, even Grand Maju being bigger than any of their fusions. That would all help, right?
Yes. When you're having trouble against back row, your Cosmics. I like running 3 Cosmics. We run Rose Archer. We use our Glyph, and with the See You Later, we can use our Glyph more aggressively because usually it's the 3rd monster on the field and it clogs your field. So you can unclog your field to
Oh, okay.
your win con with your modular synchro.
I was just kind of wondering because the skill had changed, right? Now you guys are playing See You Later, and you kind of explained that. So if your field is clogged, you can get a monster off the field and then get your Maju out there.
Yeah, the main thing with See You Later is it's best to use on Glyph, or if your princess gets Wall of Deed, it's at 0 attack. It's useless.
Oh, okay.
Or if you get floodgated, you can bring that floodgated monster back to your hand. But specifically with Glyph, you can special summon, pop a back row, bring it back to your hand, and you can either use it again to pop another back row, or you can use it to search another castle.
Nice. So, what needs to happen in the meta for this deck to become tiered?
We need sabers to become not tier 1. Ritual beasts and Crystons pose a problem, which are becoming very popular decks right now. So when these decks get out of the meta, Stromberg will do better.
Until they release something else, right? Then you got to find some way to beat whatever comes out.
I mean, do you want an honest answer?
Sure.
I don't think this deck can ever be tiered. It takes a lot of time and practice to play around cards that are always going to be in the meta, like Cosmic, Canadia, Floodgate. As long as these cards are being played in decks, this deck will not be tiered.
Well, I think if we made a tier list of rogue decks, this would at least be tier 4. At least.
A tier list of rogue decks.
No, oh, go ahead.
This is one of the best non-meta decks. Every non-meta deck tourney that I've played in or point battle room, I've gotten first place with it.
Nice. And I love that you guys are dedicated to the deck. So why don't we give it a few weeks? We'll check back in, see how the deck is doing. How does that sound?
Yeah, it's a new skill. There's been some new cards that we're testing out, and we kind of gave up on it before the ban list because of Sabers, but we are now active in the tourneys again.
We're back, baby. All right. So yeah, if you guys liked what you saw here, you like what you hear, make sure to what are they supposed to do, Herf? I always forget every video. What are they doing?
Like, comment, subscribe, join, upvote.
Yeah, do one of those things that'll make us really happy. So I'm Circus. That's Herf. That was Goldeneye. We'll see you guys next time. You always give me the best Easter eggs, you know that?
Well, you know, do it again.